Now, let me move on because, as you know, yesterday was all about Gareth Brooks. And was Gareth Brooks going to come? Was he not going to come? Where was he going to go? And all of the stuff that came with it. To be quite honest, I found it quite amusing, if not just annoying, to be honest, what was going on. But anyway, let us go to Patrick Fitzpatrick, because Patrick Fitzpatrick's brother Matthew was murdered in Germany. No other simpler way of doing it. We've spoken about it at length on this programme. But his sister, indeed, posted on Facebook yesterday, the Independent.ie news, on the Independent.ie newspaper, and she said 9 people in government discussing Gareth Brooks' concert. It was discussed in leaders' questions, yet they refused to speak out and to help my family get justice for my brother Matthew, who was murdered in Germany on the 11th of December 2010. It really goes to show where their priorities lie. And Patrick joins me on the line. Patrick, good morning to you.
Good morning, Keith.
Thanks for joining us. Sorry, that was posted on our Facebook page, just a few people talking to my headphones. It is quite true what your sister posted last evening. Laura put it up on our Facebook page. Again, 9 people in government discussing Gareth Brooks' concert and discussed in leaders' question, yet nobody is speaking out for Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Yes, you said that you found it annoying. We found it very disturbing, to be perfectly honest with you, because we've made so many requests of different members within government to stand up and support Matthew's case, and to demand that the German authorities carry out a proper and professional investigation. I think about a month and a half ago I was on your show and I mentioned to you that we had sent a letter to the Department of Justice, to the Minister for Justice, who at the time was Alan Shotter. We also sent letters to the New Garda Commissioner and to Mr Gilmore to meet with us and to discuss the latest investigation. We had acknowledgements from 2 and a complete blank from Mr Gilmore. So the Irish government have just completely ignored our request to meet to discuss Matthew's case. And, you know, fair enough if they want to get involved in the Gareth Brooks concert, and it does look like a fiasco in Ireland at the moment. But what does ignoring murder make the government look like, and ignoring the rights of Matthew? Because Matthew's rights have been completely and utterly violated. You know, our constitution states that he should be protected, living or dead, and they're just ignoring the fact that the Germans are allowed
Patrick,
to carry out.
Who's ignoring?
Well,
you've
even
not done
for starters, I mean...
Is he just ignoring you now?
Well, he has never responded to the letter that we sent to him a few months ago. We've had conversations with the Department of Foreign Affairs, which again, you know, has been very disturbing. The email campaign that we're running through our website was to make a demand for Mr Gilmore to intervene in the case. The Department of Foreign Affairs has been sending out a response to people who have taken up that email campaign, and they've stated that they're providing the family with consular assistance through Dublin and through Berlin. First of all, on the Berlin side, we had a liaison officer in Berlin 3 years ago. She moved internally from that post. We haven't been provided with any contact liaison officer from Berlin at all. We haven't been in contact with them for over 3 years. The Department of Foreign Affairs have not provided consular assistance as far as what we've requested, which is specifically a meeting with Mr Gilmore to discuss Matthew's case. And that, we believe, has been refused. In addition, the Department of Foreign Affairs have been told by the German authorities that Matthew's case has been closed. We've not been informed that by our lawyer through the German authorities. And we've asked the Department of Foreign Affairs to comment on where they got that information from, and so far they've not responded.
Patrick, can I just hold you there for one second? Are you telling me so that you've done this campaign that people have got involved in, and you're telling me that the Department of Foreign Affairs are sending out emails saying that you're getting consular assistance in Dublin and Berlin, and you're telling me that you haven't had any contact person in Berlin for 3 years?
Yes, I am telling you that. We've had no contact from any liaison officer in Berlin since April 2011. So
why are the department sending that out then, do you know?
We don't know.
That's misinformation of the highest order.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, at the time they were sending that letter, they said that they are currently providing us with consular assistance. they don't get in contact with us if we need something from them, or if we want to get some information, like we wanted to get the contact number of a particular individual, we requested it from them and they couldn't give it to us. That was as far as consular assistance went. So we are receiving no consular assistance from the Department of Foreign Affairs in Dublin, and we have not had a liaison officer in Berlin since April 2011.
And can I ask you, in relation to Matthew's case, and again, just refreshing people, we've spoken about this quite a lot on this very programme. This all unfolded in December 2010. Matthew is from the Portumna area, living in Germany indeed, and it was put out at the time that he committed suicide. It's since been proven by various autopsies, both in Germany and indeed in Ireland, but not accepted by anybody just yet, that he was murdered. And the family have done Trojan work on this. But I mean, how much more can you do before somebody takes this seriously? It seems to me as if they're just hoping you'll go away.
Yes, trying to wear us down, I think, and I think almost telling us to accept where we are and what we're doing. I think no matter what, everybody is ignoring key vital evidence.
Yeah.
We received a letter from the prosecutor in Germany, excuse me, which was very disturbing, based on the fact that they just clearly ignored absolutely every piece of factual information, and they're trying to, I'll use the word, they're trying to invent reasons as to why Matthew could have killed himself, which are completely false. And they've not listened to anything that we have put forward. Now, the Irish government should be standing by all of the key facts that we put forward and demanding that they listen to them. It hasn't stopped them getting involved in other cases before, and they've used the cop-out that they didn't want to prejudice the case. I mean, we have no case. The German authorities are trying to shut this down. There is no case to prejudice. It didn't stop Eamon Gilmore getting involved in the Michaela McAreevy case. When he stood up and demanded that the Mercian authorities carry out a professional investigation. He picks and chooses what he wants to do, and it's the same for everybody in government. If the media is in front of the case, and they'll get themselves involved, because obviously there's points to gain, but if they're not involved, they don't care. Yeah, and that's evident in our case.
It seems, it is, being quite honest with you. But at this stage, you need somebody to pioneer this case with you and take it to the next level.
Yes, it needs attention, because we cannot accept the fact that an EU country, their authorities, are ignoring facts, key evidence, and ignoring facts, and just stating that he killed himself. They can't even give any logical explanation as to why they think that. They haven't gone through any kind of logical process on their investigation, other than they're trying to say that he killed himself, but they can't prove it. We have provided them with key facts from scientific facts from the autopsy carried out in Dublin, that there was 45 injuries on his body. They cannot explain how he got those injuries. They're trying to put them down to post-mortem changes, which is ludicrous. They're ignoring what I spoke to you about, the mathematical evidence. The changing in story of how Matthew was found has proven that he was never hanging, from a mathematical perspective.
Yeah, I'm kind of cautious. Young kids are on holidays. I mean, I've sat with you in the office upstairs 6 months ago. I've gone through the autopsy report with you. I've gone through the photographs, which are very graphic, that you have. I mean, it's as plain as night follows day that there's something seriously wrong here. But the German authorities are doing nothing about it, and now the Irish authorities are doing nothing about it.
Absolutely. But they're more interested in a Garth Brooks concert, and yes, all right, it'll bring revenue to the country, but you can't ignore murder. And the fact that they're just blanking Matthew's case and blanking Matthew's rights is an absolute disgrace. And it highlights the government for what they are. All
the while that the people or persons responsible are scot-free in Germany.
Absolutely. I think the prosecutor in Germany had put in his document that he felt sorry for one of the accused.
What about the family? What about
they don't feel sorry at all for us. They don't feel sorry for the fact that we're trying to fight for justice and get answers as to why Matthew was murdered and who murdered Matthew.
Well, if somebody listening to us can take this to another level, because you've put everything into it, the family have put everything they can into it. And I can only imagine, it's kind of like when they, I won't even go there. But I mean, it's just dreadful that you've had to go through what you've had to go through. If somebody out there can help in any way and is prepared to take this case up with the family, you might be good enough to make contact with us.
Can I just say one other thing, Keith? I would like the Irish government to actually give some form of logical explanation as to why they're ignoring Matthew's murder and ignoring Matthew's family.
We'll put that question into them and they'll come out with some answer. But
absolutely.
Look, it doesn't get what we want. What you want is action at this stage. No. That's all you want. Patrick, thank you for joining us. That's Patrick Fitzpatrick, the brother of Matthew and the brother of Laura. And all they're looking for is justice to be done. Your thoughts and comments, please, to the comment line. If you want to get involved on 091770077. What kind of, somebody's after ringing saying, what type of help are we looking for in the case? It's not financial. It's just somebody that knows the German system. Somebody that can actually lobby the government to have a look at this case. Somebody that can actually just sit with the family and say, okay, what can be done? I know Minister Kieran Cannon has done that in the past, but again, he's coming up fairly short. I don't mean short on purpose, but he's coming up short because he's not getting the answers either. But he has sat in the family home in Portumna and sat with the family and gone and met with them and spoken to them. But again, he's finding it difficult. So if he's finding it difficult, we need somebody who can actually get to Foreign Affairs, get to the German authorities and say, listen, these are the facts, this is the independent autopsy, these are the photographs, this couldn't have happened the way that you've alleged that it happened. You closed the case very quickly. There was a crime scene and you didn't even inspect the crime scene. You walked away from the case and you assumed that what you heard from those present was true. You've alleged that it happened. You closed the case very quickly. There was a crime scene and you didn't even inspect the crime scene. You walked away from the case and you assumed that what you heard from those present was true.